Service above self is just that, thinking about others before you think of yourselves. It's we before me. It's knowing that there is a bigger purpose out there, and whatever you are doing, whether it's professionally or personally, thinking about service to others is foremost.
Service above self is the theme of Rotary. It has been for over 100 years now, and that's always hit me in a very profound way. I think in our society it's so easy to get self-absorbed and just worry about our own lives, but there's so much going on around us and so many people that need our help that Rotary's mission of service above self is really a way to give back. It's thinking beyond ourselves and doing something more.
The theme of Rotary is service above self, and I think that it's the perfect theme for what Rotary stands for, because truly it's not about bringing attention to oneself, it's about serving the community, serving the international community, serving youth, serving our vocation, and enhancing in our vocation and in our community the ethics of how one conducts oneself. And that's, I think, all part and parcel of the theme of service above self.
Our club has been involved with S.P.Y for the last several years. Once a quarter we serve meals there. 2 years ago, through knowing about the works that S.P.Y does, we made Allison Hurst, their executive director, our Citizen of the Year, so got to know more about them then.
So I've been with it since the beginning because I'm the founder, and what made me start this journey was that I just could not stand by while young people were living on the streets and had access to very limited resources. We launched S.P.Y fully 5 years ago, but before that we were for years working on the street handing food packs. It was actually from the trunks of our cars. We'd schlep up and down the boardwalk with these shopping carts and hand out these food packs that we'd assemble. And it's just been an incredible journey, incredible partnerships with people like the Westchester Rotarians, and they want everything that our children want. There's nothing that separates them from those dreams other than they don't have a safety net, they don't have anybody to provide there or housing.
Obviously a very appealing group that serves a community that, quite frankly, a lot of people would not want to think about very much. S.P.Y provides a route for those who are healthy enough to become productive. The kids who can function well don't want to be on the streets. Some of the people at S.P.Y, quite frankly, do, but there's a fair percentage that don't, and just don't have the resources or the assistance to get them on a path that would allow them to be more self-sufficient, live in an apartment, purchase a home, etc. And a lot of Rotary is about helping people help themselves. And S.P.Y does that. It gives those who want to that opportunity to fulfill their potential.
And I said, Allison, Westchester Rotary wants to be your Santa Claus, and I want to provide you with everything that you need, and I know I can't. So I want your biggest and best wish list. And that's what we came up with.
So in terms of the scheduling of what we do, leading up to the volunteer weekend, we plan the project in a way where we try to get an understanding of what are the things that volunteers can do that weekend and what are things that we need professionals to do beforehand. So with S.P.Y, the biggest professional task was to build out the back area, which is on the west side of the property, for where they have their closet space and their yoga and wellness area.
I guess there were two areas that were really special to see come together. The first was the clothing closet. So a little history on S.P.Y is that they are always collecting donated clothes that they give to these kids, and the kids can use them to stay warm on the streets. They can get nice business clothes if they're having an interview. Basically, whatever clothes they need, S.P.Y has.
Having access to clean clothing is huge. You know, when you're living on the streets and you're barely getting by, and even some of the young people that we provide services to are living in shelters or in temporary accommodation. And you know, even with folks that are working, if you're working minimum wage, you just can't afford luxuries of clean, nice clothing. So we have wonderful donors that give us fabulous clothing, and now we have this awesome clothing. It's almost like a store. It's beautiful. It's got mirrors and everything's hung up so beautifully. So it's a huge thing for our youth to be able to come in and get a clean outfit every time they come here.
Well, my responsibilities at S.P.Y, I think I just kind of signed up for whatever needed to be done. You know, be it painting, be it cleaning, picking up garbage, whatever it is. You get assigned. It's you, even though your expectation may be come in to say, I'm going to be painting today, guess what? We've got enough painters right now. Would you mind helping us out over in this room and setting up the offices? So it's really kind of exciting because each volunteer can come in and say, well, that one, I can't do heavy lifting, but I can do that. So we try to make every volunteer that comes in that they have a job that they feel that they can do and that they're contributing in something valuable.
So the first task for the volunteers on Thursday was to empty the rooms out. And this is a pretty big property. We had ordered up a pod so that we could put expensive things, you know, computers, tables, things that couldn't be out into the elements and keep them locked up and dry. But we needed to also cover up everything else, chairs, file cabinets, etc. So a lot of what the volunteers did on Thursday was to create a dry space in S.P.Y.'s courtyard and fit all that stuff in like one big Jenga. For every home makeover project, people literally come out of the woodwork. There's something about each project that speaks to another part of our community. Rotary exchange students from other countries who are in Los Angeles right now came and helped us out. So we cast a pretty wide net in our community. I think the difference with this project, which matters on each project, is the group of people who are touched by what we're doing. And those people, when they hear about it, are happy to come out.
One of the things that I thought was remarkable about the whole weekend and volunteering at Safe Place for Youth was the age range of people that were helping. People from all different generations. There were a lot of people who were retired that were helping with the food, with checking in, with oversight, and with gardening. And all these generations got to interact with each other for a bigger purpose and a bigger cause. And that, to me, will always be something that I'll look back on with just great hope for the future.
Once Saturday came, Saturday was just a big painting day.
A miracle day, because by mid-afternoon the sun came out. And I thought, thank God, we're not going to get any more rain. We had a ton of volunteers on Saturday. We even had other Rotary clubs come and help out. The Playa Venice Rotary Club came and made us lunch that day. In fact, I'd be remiss to say we had a lot of volunteers come and help with food service. You've got a lot of people there for long days doing service projects. We were lucky to find several restaurants that donated food, and we were grateful for that.
We couldn't do that without folks like Tower Pizza and Tompkins Square, Bar Melody. In the past, they've all been very generous supporters of the project, and I can't thank them enough for what they do. And I know they don't do it for any sort of recognition or credit, but I want them to know how much we do appreciate that support they provide.
Sunday's a critical day in the project because the next day we're putting things back together. So any painting, any repairs really had to get done that day. So with Sunday, we had a lot of volunteers come in finishing painting, people who perhaps hadn't been there the first couple days looking at painting that had been done and indicating, oh, you missed this, we got to do a second coat here. That was particularly true in the drop-in center because the paint there was at different angles. We had lots of geometric shapes. So to get that just right really took a few extra set of eyes for us amateur painters to get that correct.
That day in particular, I remember as being the day where we really moved progressively forward with a lot of painting. We had a tremendous amount of volunteers that morning who showed up and really got to work right away with the finishing up the prep and the painting of the rooms, and that continued throughout the day.
The city council member in this area is Mike Bonin, and he is one of those politicians that actually gets out into the community and you can't help but meet him. I told him about Safe Place for Youth, and he said, if I can make it, me and my family would love to volunteer.
Safe Place for Youth is a tremendous boon to the city and the county of Los Angeles in trying to end homelessness here. Everyone has a certain role to play, and Safe Place for Youth's role is big and vital, particularly on the west side in trying to help homeless young people. In the service continuum on the west side, S.P.Y has been one of the leaders, and they're recognized throughout the city as one of the leaders in addressing youth homelessness, and they've really taken the challenge to try to be on the forefront of not just being a warm place for someone to come, which is absolutely necessary, but also being the gateway that gets people housed and employed and gets them completely on the right track. I want to express my gratitude to the Rotary for its work in partnering with S.P.Y in helping to improve this facility and in connecting S.P.Y with organizations that are willing to take that extra step and hire someone and really give someone an opportunity to turn their lives around for good.
I think the volunteer support is critical in that one of the best outcomes in my mind of the makeover projects, whether it's this or with the homes, is community building. S.P.Y is we need to help them attract more youth and deliver more services so they can do what they do to make our community better. And people respond to that call, whether it's a family or a community group. And that speaks a lot to Westchester and our community and the people who live here who want to make it a better place to live. Monday's moving day. Monday is putting Humpty Dumpty back together. And we just had lots of people moving things from underneath the awning and the tents that we set up outside. Putting chairs back, putting file cabinets back. It's like moving back into a new house, except you have an idea of how you want to put it back together.
It was amazing. We had some of our major donors there, like Karen Drollinger from the Drollinger Family Foundation. They don't not always get the opportunity to see what their money is doing. Allison was so grateful. The staff was so amazed. Some of the S.P.Y's clients were there as well, who were thrilled that they're going to be getting more training in the digital arts lab, and that there's more counseling services available to them now, and the place looks prettier.
What we've done is help S.P.Y provide additional services to homeless youth. We did that through building additional office space, hiring job trainers, and hiring a digital labs instructor so that the youth could get job training so they can become employable and get off the streets.
So I feel like the future's really exciting for S.P.Y. We're now in a place where we have a permanent location, and now it's been made very beautiful by our wonderful Westchester Rotarians. The sky's the limit. We have and our next plan is to be providing more housing, specific housing that's tailored to suit the needs of our young people. So I'm very excited about that. And start thinking about prevention, start thinking about providing services to families so that the young people that are growing up in homelessness don't continue to be homeless as individuals and then don't become chronically homeless themselves.
Whatever you are doing, whether it's professionally or personally, thinking about service to others is foremost. Thinking about what others need before thinking about what you need.